Hello Internet, welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. In the last episode we updated the mod for the first time and we had a look at a lot of the upgrade features that have been added in the newest version. Unfortunately that took quite a long time, it was a lot of looking at text. I'm sure that wasn't the best episode in the series, but now we're back in the game, we're going to start playing here and hopefully can get some actual gameplay in this episode. So first of all, in the last episode we did look at a lot of the upgrade recipes, so I did make a cheat sheet for myself just so I can keep an eye out for a lot of these things as we play the game. I did want to point out some of the sort of issues that I have with this though. Number one, I do think it's really interesting that it uses a lot of less common items. So for instance, in order for us to start in the basements moving forward instead of just the fields, we actually need a collection of board games and a furry suit, which I really like that. I like that you're incorporating some of the items that typically have less value, like board games. The less value in meaning I don't normally pick them up, basically. Maybe you do, but I don't pick those things up. And the only one I really have an issue with is the Vengeance of the Island. This is what's required to unlock slaughter missions, which would enable us to get more warp shards on our expeditions here. Unfortunately, it requires 5 corpses, and I have no idea how we're going to get those back to the island. Now, like we pointed out in the last episode, or when we were crafting, you need the warp obelisk, which is only available on the island itself. It's not available from the Earth side warp point. It's not the same thing. So we can't just drag 5 corpses to the extract. We actually have to carry them back to our base. And I'll be honest, I have no idea how we would possibly carry 5 corpses. They're too big. We can't carry them. I don't think you could take like 5 chicken corpses. I think it has to probably be people corpses. But hey, if we see a bunch of chickens, maybe we'll try. We'll take a backpack full of, chicken corpses back to the base. And then the other thing I want to point out while we're recording, I know I've mentioned this many times in this series, my family member is currently very ill. He's been coughing a lot. He just had a fit. I actually started this episode like 20 minutes ago and had to stop because it was just a really intense coughing fit. I don't know if some of it will appear in the video. I'm going to try to keep the majority out of it. Honestly, I'm very concerned about his health at this point, despite him being to the doctor and to urgent care a couple of times. So you might hear some coughing, but it's that or me not recording, and I figure you would rather me record with a lower audio quality than not record at all. So anyway, I made a cheat sheet for these things and we're going to get out on the road here. Now, because we landed basically where we had explored previously, I think the smartest thing for us to do is go up here, retrieve that cube van. Remember, we had looted a lot more stuff than what we were able to carry with us. So why wouldn't we just go pick that stuff up, right? It's a huge pile of free stuff, basically. So of course we should go grab the cube van. It will take us time to detour up there, especially on foot, and we only have 2 hours for our expedition. After that, I think maybe we'll head to the town, try to loot a little extra stuff that we, maybe left behind before, and we're going to go back to that refugee center and we're going to buy more welding rods and stuff like that. Now, originally, when the update had not yet come, I thought maybe the easiest way to build a base would be to take vehicle parts back and construct a vehicle base instead of using construction and carrying planks and things like that. After giving that a little bit more thought, I actually don't think that's the way to go, because getting frames, like let's say we want to pull a frame off of, we should start moving while we talk about this. That way you're not just staring at me, staring at the screen. Now we did see these body drops, so I'm a little concerned there might be some sort of eldritch creature nearby. It doesn't look like it. So what do we have? Just an evening gown, some bikini bottoms. We actually need bikini bottoms for one of these recipes, so we're going to grab that. But we're going to just head off towards that cube van is like the main thing. So we're going to take those bikini bottoms. We do have our barbed wire bat, which is not wielded for some reason, so let's wield that before we get out here and end up getting into trouble. And yeah, we're just going to head off here slowly. So I think if we were to deconstruct, let's say we wanted frames to make a vehicle back at our base, and we want to make like a big vehicle, we're going to use it as a base, let's say with a bed and multiple utility, vehicle parts, things like that. Rattlesnake, huh? Ignoring. I don't know what kind of range you have. You fully materialize, you're not invisible anymore. Are you now hostile? You're not. So we're just going to give that a big berth there and go around. I do see something to the east here. Looks like a farmhouse. We still want to go get our cube van, but if we could grab a pickup truck to drive up there, it would save us a lot of time. I'm assuming this is a farmhouse. I don't really know what else would be over here, so let's have a look. Zombie child. There's really no terrain out here to use to our advantage, unfortunately. Farmhouse, farm field. Yeah, there's really no terrain here to use to our advantage. I'm assuming these hay bales maybe slow them down. 250 is not like a huge movement penalty. These are 150. That's probably not going to do it. And then these are apparently not mountable, so you can't climb over those. And more corpses. A cheerleader. Okay, sorry you had to go, young lady. And we do need rocks and stuff as well. Flint. I don't think I've seen flint in the game. So there's really no way for me to optimally take out this child zombie. Maybe we could circle around and use the bench, but that also is not a big movement penalty. I guess we'll use the hay bale, but because of their orientation, it's not easy to do that. Let's, in fact, grab these and split them up a little bit so we could use them as kind of terrain penalties. Let's not have them like right next to each other. And we'll just set them up like that. That way we can kind of maneuver to keep them on the hay bales if we can, maybe. I don't know. So let's do that. I've never had really an engagement like this in the field, so let's just move until we get the attention of the zombies. You do see me. You're a lot closer than I thought. I didn't see your little vision tag that showed you saw me. So yeah, if we were taking apart a vehicle, it would require us to spend a lot of time. Let's say we wanted like 3 frames, right? Well, that would require us to pull apart 3 vehicle tiles with frames. And because we have to first remove basically everything that's on that tile in order to get oh, I didn't drop my backpack. I'm so dumb. Because we would have to remove everything that's already on top of that vehicle part, that would add up to be quite a bit of time in order to do that. So I just think it's maybe not the smartest way to do things. Remember, we should run. Remember, these are only 250 move penalty. So we should run whenever we get into that sort of position. Like after 1 hit, but you're probably going to die, right? Okay, good. So let's have a look here. Cell phones, I don't think we need that. We do need stuff from wallets, including a Food Place loyalty card. So we will grab that. We basically need every kind of dollar bill. So let's grab basically all of those. In fact, I'm going to look here. So for this is the Warped Decree, which upgrades expedition something I can't see because I have the screenshot cut off, but it needs a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill. So we want all of these. We don't need the 50, but we do need the Food Place loyalty card, so we'll take that. Unfortunately no coins, so that's you know, whatever, not a big deal, but we'll take all of those. They do also have a denim backpack. We at this point are wearing 2 bags. Oh, which I forgot to drop the other bag, but the other bag should have basically no encumbrance, right? Because it's the lumberjack bag. Item has been obsoleted. It does add, yeah, 0 encumbrance, so we don't actually have to drop that one as we get into combat, so that's good news. Let's leave our backpack here, I suppose, and just pull some more of these. We don't want to take forever here. In fact, when did our Warp Pulse start? We should mark that kind of in our mind. So about 7 minutes ago. So let's say it was 1500, so that means we have until 1700 basically to do all the stuff we want to do. So just grab another enemy's attention here and we'll do the same thing. The farmhouse, probably not huge value, but we can probably pick up some lootable items that we can sell to the refugee center. And yeah, by the time we would take apart a vehicle, you know, and get all of the frame stripped down to the point where we could actually use it is not great. It would take us a long time to actually pull that apart. Why are you so slow? It's only 250 movement. This is taking longer than anticipated. Just die for me. They have that dodge as well, which makes it a little bit problematic. So child zombie doesn't really have anything on them. We don't need boy shorts or underwear or anything like that. The bikini bottom is just a random item that I saw we needed. So, and yeah, it would just take too long to strip all the frames off. If we're doing like a 2-hour excursion, you know, and you try to strip, I mean, we could even come over here and look at. Our legs are warm. Why? We're wearing basically nothing. Oh, we're wearing a long underwear. Oh, I forgot we wore a whole bunch of stuff before we went back on our expedition. I put on like a belt and all this random stuff that I never took off. Okay, so we're wearing a long underwear bottom and a thermal electric suit and an undershirt. Yeah, we should clean some of this up and get rid of this encumbrance. And the police duty belt and attack vest. Yeah, we need to, let's do that because that's going to strip off some of this encumbrance as well. So we've unloaded the duty belt. We can drop that. And let's have a look. Let's just go to the take off menu and take off some things we know we don't really need. The tack vest we don't need. Doesn't look like it's containing anything at the moment. You're wearing rigid armor with armor that has pockets for armor. Until hard armor is removed, inserting plates in those locations will be disabled. What? Okay, I don't know what most of that means. We don't need the long underwear bottoms. We don't need the thermal electric suit. And we are wearing a holster, so we can holster our pistol, I believe. And we're wearing a canteen, which we don't need. So we forgot to drop all of that stuff back at base, unfortunately. Everything else fit in our inventory. Let's have a look at our encumbrance now. Torso encumbrance of 7. That should be fine. So let's go over here now. I'm feeling very flustered with my family member being sick. It's really throwing me off. It's something I talk about a lot in therapy, which maybe I shouldn't share with you, but like I worry about their health quite a lot. So if we look at this vehicle, if we were to take apart a frame, you see it takes 15 minutes just for the frame. It would take 15 minutes for the quarter panel as well. So in order to get one frame, we would spend 30 minutes taking this apart. And when our warp pulses are only, when the expedition's only 2 hours long, we would have to immediately start heading for extract in order to try and make up that time. So I think that generally taking vehicle parts to take back to base is just not really a viable option for us, especially with those shorter expedition timers. Maybe when it was set to 6 hours, it would be way less of an issue, but currently can't really do that. If anything, we're going to take like a car battery. Maybe we try to make a frame ourselves from scrap back on the island would be a little easier, because we could get a sledgehammer, smash this car to pieces, and take the metal back, and that would only take us like 30 seconds to smash apart a vehicle. Now we did see a second zombie in here somewhere. I have no idea where it meandered to. The windows were not broken here, so let's just, I guess we should check if the vehicle works. I didn't even look at that. So it has an engine, not faulty, has gasoline, has car battery. Let's check the controls. Has controls, has a seat belt. The frame is destroyed, which is weird, but whatever, not a big deal. So this looks drivable. We should be able to drive that up to fetch our cubed van and all of the loot that we left previously. Let's check the trunk here. Some basic stuff. We'll take a folding knife and water purification tablets and a multi-tool because I forgot to bring one with me. We should still have some tools in the cubed van, which will allow us to harvest that solar panel from one of these evac shelters. I think should be okay. Let's proceed a little cautiously as we peek inside the house. We do see a zombie. These are impassable. We already looked at that. These are 150 move speed penalty. Not really good enough. I could just wander around inside and try to trip you up on the furniture in here. This is a little dangerous because it's putting us inside the building where we don't know what actually is in the area. Of course, you're going to dance around the table. And I'm just going to swing again. Okay, good. We dealt with that. Another wallet, so let's have a look here. We do need dimes, we need nickels, we need pennies. I don't remember what bills we picked up, and bills are so small, we'll just grab those. Looks like we don't need a $2 bill, which is probably good because they're probably more rare. We do need a quarter, so we'll take that as well, and another cash card. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. We'll take the Ace flag stockings for reasons that we're not going to talk about. We're going to take the bikini bottom again. Let me look, which bikini bottoms do I actually need here? Okay, so it says 1 bikini bottom, 1 fur loincloth, 1 loincloth, 1 short bikini bottom, or 1 Speedo. Doesn't say what type. I'm assuming the red and skull versions we picked up are just variants of the base level, but we'll take that just in case. Other than that, let's start looking around the house here. I don't really care if it's clear. Definitely want some solder. Always good to take solder when you see it. So I'm a little disappointed we won't be able to do vehicle work. And since we're coming down here on expeditions, it's going to be such a crapshoot whether we find a vehicle or not. It is a lot easier these days. It seems like more vehicles run than there used to be. We don't have our backpack. How are we going to loot without our backpack, dummy? So we'll use auto walk over here, and we'll auto walk back as well. And we'll pop in here and start looting. Again, we do know there's at least one other zombie in the area. We just don't really know where. Horseradish, and last time we were really picky about what we were picking up. I don't think that should be how we do things, so we're just going to pick up everything that we see here that we think it has any value at all, and we'll just stick it in the vehicle and we'll deal with that. That's a problem for me when I'm about to extract. That's not really a problem for us right now, so just grab what we see here. Let's check these bookshelves. Eastern Orthodox Bible, do these have value? $5.50 and $5. Someone did tell me you can sort by value, but I don't. I think in advanced inventory you can do that. So if I just go to everything and then I hit, let's say, S for sort, we sort by barter value. You can. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. It's not actually displayed here what the barter value is. I don't know if that's something we could set up, but for now, we'll just take all the books and assume we'll trade them to, you know, the guy, to Smokes, basically, at the refugee center. So let's continue looking around here. We really don't need clothing at this point. We have clothing. Usually I try to take duplicates of like undershirts and t-shirts and stuff. You really don't need to do that if you're not into that. So now we do need glasses as well. If I check my little list here, we need a pair of bifocals, a pair of eyeglasses, reading glasses, stylish bifocals, corrective lenses, or corrective glasses, or stylish reading glasses. This is just a pair of regular eyeglasses, so we do want those as well for crafting. Looks like this one is for the scouting lens, which I'm not sure what that does, but we do want to take that. Really not much here. We do need pillows as well. I don't think I mentioned that at this point. We need sheets and we need pillows. In fact, I think there are 2 crafts that require pillows. I'm not 100%. Check the bathroom for that juicy medication. We do need medicine as well. It's like there's one that requires a ton of different kinds of medications, antibiotics, antifungal drugs, antiparasitic drugs, marijuana, and the Rural Digest Examiner. Okay, not the super common medications that we normally find. Finding antibiotics is a little tricky. Antifungal, antiparasitic, those are a little bit more specific than these generic, like, you know, heartburn medicine and stuff like that. And I think honestly the marijuana might be the hardest part, because I think you can't find 10 marijuana very easily unless you find one of the plants. Like if we find like a dispensary or something like that, we would be able to do that. But if we just find it in someone's pocket, it's not going to be easy to find 10 of them, I think. But for now, we'll take that stuff. We don't need any of that. Something on the toilet, nothing we need. So yeah, not a whole lot in this house. Why don't we pop out and come in the window of this other bedroom? That way we don't have to try to smash down the door here. Save ourselves a little grief. No idea where that other zombie went. Oh, there you are. Hello. I was just talking about you. We have a book of poetry, Battlehammer 20K. That's not one of the board games that we need. We need Blobs and Bandits, Settlers. Okay. And then here we have Popular Mechanics. We do need a chess set. I don't know if the compact chess set counts or not. Can't see what's in the dressers, and more pillows that we can take. I guess we'll fight you. And if I smash these windows, there should be a chance that you get cut up as you come over to fight us, so we'll do that. Really doesn't cost us anything. We'll just smash it out the rest of the way when we're ready. And you smashed out the glass, of course you did. And so that plan goes to crap. Okay, let's circle around. Oh, you're pretty slow though. Oh, and then you jumped very rapidly. So let's pop inside and we'll use the interior furniture. I should have stayed on the bed, honestly, but we'll just fight you here. Okay. Anything, telescoping umbrella, military rucksack, but it's in such bad condition, we're probably not going to be able to restore it. Tourist guide, I think, is readable, would reveal the map around us, but I guess it still matters for Sky Island, because we could come back down in an area that's, you know, still revealed by the map. That's possible. So we'll take that. We don't need any of this stuff, I don't think. So let's apply the map that we just picked up. Oh, I thought it would be at the bottom here. Tourist map. And because of a recent addition, the flashing area on the screen actually is what was just revealed by this map. And you'll see it's quite a large radius, but it doesn't extend all the way to Sky Island. However, if we were to ever come down in any of these areas, Eagle Lake, Beaver Cove, Shoreham, you know, Barnet, or anything like that, we now have an idea of where the cities are located, which is really handy. So that's great. And it looks like that town we were exploring is way bigger than I expected, so I'm really glad we didn't have to go through there driving-wise to try and get. I'm glad we went south to try and get to our last extract, because going through this town would have been a nightmare with my driving skills. So, and we can of course disable that flashing. What button is that? We want toggle highlighting map reveals. That way it's not flashing every time that we look at this. Anyway, let's grab the Battle Hammer book, I guess, and the book of poetry. We can, worst case, sell those things, so that's fine. Pop mechanics is pretty great, but again, we're probably not going to be doing much with mechanics here, and hopefully that chest set, does that count for that craft? Let's have a look here. We have everything but the $10 bill for the Warped Decree. What does this one do? It unlocks expedition missions. So I think these are the ones where you just go to a certain location and there's already like warp shards just there for you to pick up. And so unfortunately that compact chest set does not apparently count as a chest set for the purposes of the basement thing. That's unfortunate. We can still sell that. I assume chest sets in the zombie apocalypse would have some value here. You would think $5 barter value, that's something. And again, we've already cleared out Smokes pretty well for ammunition and stuff, so it's not like he has anything we super need, but I don't think we need any of that, so we'll just ignore the clothing for now. We already have like 4 long underwear bottoms, no reason for that. I'll take a pair of socks, why not? Should always have an extra pair of socks. This glass was not broken out last time I was here, so I don't know what did that. Let's unload our stuff in the trunk of this pickup truck. Does it matter which one we put it in? This one has slightly more literage. So we'll just drop all this garbage here we don't really need. Oh, and I meant to mention I forgot to bring my binoculars when we came down here, which does not matter because we've already basically explored this area. So we don't really need the binoculars this time around. All right, so let's hit the road in our pickup truck and see if we can go retrieve another map, huh? We'll go retrieve our cube van. Let's activate the trail map. If we have a look here, you see all the green lines here. That was what was revealed by the map. These are trails in the forested areas. Not really anything super relevant. I see there's a lot of weird map gen down here. I'm not sure why they're such small. Any of the weird, yeah, and the roads are a bit weird as well, because if we look all the way to the west here, this little block, oh, I guess it continues over here, so we just don't see where it connects to everything else, and that's why it looks weird. And then there's our old extraction, and this was our old extraction. We started in here, and we went up to deal with things, but this was the old mission and the old extraction. Man, that's so much further. This time we spawned like here, and our extraction's right here, so yeah, major difference in the mods here. Pickup truck starts right up, no problem. I don't know if you can drive through these fields without taking like hitting a bunch of stuff, so why don't we just swing the other way and we'll go up this side that we cleared previously. Practical skill in vehicles is increased to level 3. Theoretical also increased to level 3. Yeah, I mean, vehicles is like one of the least valuable skills in this game. I mean, I guess we should be picking up rocks as well. We do need rocks, and they're most prevalent in fields and things, so let's pop out and grab some rocks here. I don't remember what kind of rocks we need. I know we need like sharp rocks, large rocks, and all that stuff. Basically everything but the flint that we saw earlier, so we're not super concerned about the flint. Plus, you know, you can use rocks to craft things. We might as well grab them while we can. They're not exactly big items that we have to like micromanage or whatever. I have no idea how many we need either. 10 rocks, but we have many back at base. We need pebbles. I don't know how you get pebbles. We need scrap metal, withered plants, and sticks and twigs. We're going to get a lot of wood before we extract, but for now, we're not really concerned about that. What's going on here? Just another... Oh, it's an evac shelter, of course. So that's where we were going to go and see if we could pull down the solar panel, but unfortunately we don't really have the stuff that we need to do that. We don't have the ability to deconstruct without a screwdriver and a crowbar of some sort. Let's look. Can you craft pebbles? You can. You need a rock and a hammer. Okay, so we'll just pick up more rocks than we normally would, and we'll plan to deconstruct them basically. So we can't do anything with the evac shelter right now, and since we plan to come back for the solar panel, we don't need to stop and, like, normally I would stop and loot the protein rations and all that stuff. Since we're coming back, that's not really a necessity. We saw this particular little picnic table area in our last playthrough. Some leopard frogs, not really concerned about you. And we're just going to drive up here and grab our cube van and pick up all that loot that we got previously. It is further than I thought, but with a vehicle it shouldn't take us very long. Remember, we're trying to get out of here by 1700 and it's 1530 currently. We do sort of want to pick up the pace. I guess I can drive a little faster, but it's just like real life. I see all these people every night, so I drive for a living. Every night I get tailgated by people who are going like, you know, I'll be going 45 and they'll be going 65, and they you look behind you and you see nobody, and then you look behind you and there's a car right up your bumper. It's like, bro, you are trying, like, you're just going to work. Why are you even rushing to work? You're probably not late. It's like 4:30 in the morning. It's like, where are you going that you have to be going 65 miles an hour? You know? And then too, what happens every single time is that you get into town and they're stuck at a stoplight because they passed you illegally, and you're there too, and you're like, bro, you were speeding, being reckless, and being an idiot, tailgating people, and then passing me illegally, but we ended up in the same place at the exact same time. Like, what do you think you're benefiting from going an extra 20 miles an hour? You're gonna hit some enemies here, not really concerned about them at all. We don't care about this vehicle. We don't care if it destroys stuff. We don't care if the vehicle itself gets destroyed. We're just plowing through here to go get our cube van. None of that matters. We do not care. A lot of scorched zombies up here. What's going on with that? Scorched zombie. So these are created. Oh, this is a mass grave location. It's just mostly been filled in instead of being open. That's interesting. There was a recent change that added dormant zombies to the game, and the main place they spawn is these mass graves, but there's really nothing over there that we would go get. Sometimes there's military loot, like I think you can find flamethrowers there because they were burning the bodies, hence these scorched zombies, but I don't use flamethrowers in this game. Fire's very dangerous. You really don't want to burn down. Like, you don't really want a burning building, a burning zombie, like zombie apocalypse with a flamethrower. Just all you're doing is turning more danger. You're turning something that's dangerous into something that's dangerous and on fire. It's just not something I'm into. We're gonna head over here. It should just be parked out kind of in the middle of nowhere over here. Oh, kind of should circle around, I suppose. Probably slow down a little bit. That zombie's coming, but I don't foresee you being an issue. And I wonder if the building still exists once we leave. It doesn't. So someone did point out in my playthrough, in a previous episode, I didn't even notice it, we discussed making carpet armor for ourselves, and the extraction point actually had carpet in it, and it didn't even occur to me that we should be stealing some of that carpet for crafting purposes. So we'll do that. Hopefully I'll remember this time. Let's just pick up everything. Does it all fit? Zombie is dangerously close. Yep. Hey buddy, you really did quite a good job tracking me. Good for you. So we're gonna sprint past you. You might grab us here. You did not grab us. So let's just run around the vehicle here for a second, drop our backpack, and then we'll deal with you in melee. In fact, what we can do is just sort of kite him up and down in the rear of that vehicle, and then use the slow from the vehicle to get a hit in, and then back off, lure him up, come down, pull him down again, and kill him. Okay. Messenger bag, another bikini. Man, a lot of people in this game are wearing bikinis for some reason. You're wearing a bikini bottom, a dress, fancy hairpin, a garter belt, a messenger bag, a bikini top, and tights. I really wish someone would go through and have zombie drops make more sense with like cohesive outfits. The problem is the way it's set up now, it's like an enormous amount of work to try and actually make those things make sense. So probably no one's ever going to do that. It's so much work. All right, let's drop our stuff in our new/old vehicle, and we will just hit the road again and head to a place where we can actually get some more value. Obviously coming up here itself is like a huge value. We got a ton of cool stuff just by picking up where we left off with all of our old stuff. So let's see, do we have a screwdriver in here somewhere? We do, and for prying, we can just make a crowbar if we don't have one. I don't think we have a crowbar of any kind, actually, and most of the value was already stripped out of this vehicle, but there is stuff here that we wanted to take that we forgot, like the ballistic vest. We just didn't have room for it, and I remember we had that hand crossbow that I meant to sell previously, so we'll try to sell that this time around. But obviously coming back here and getting really any of this stuff is just a huge boon because it means we don't have to loot. If we had to loot, we would only make progress into like 2 houses by the time our time ran out. And in our previous episodes, we looted for like, you know, like a full 3 or 4 hours in this area trying to make our way into town. So yeah, so that saves us a lot of time. So let's, I guess we would head back to the evac shelter to grab that solar panel. We could obviously just go to these two, but because of the zombie density, it's just not worth it really, I think. And we can only carry one at a time. So we'll just head back to this one, and then we will go back to see Smokes, I think, in the refugee center. See if we can buy anything else of value from him before we return to Extract. And in fact, looking at my timer, it looks like we've been playing for about 30 minutes. Obviously, some of that gets edited out with the coughing and stuff, but I think we're going to call the episode there. So everyone, for now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We have a plan now. We have a list of things we're trying to find. I feel a lot better about the whole upgrade system now that I have it all in a document that I can look at on my other monitor. And yeah, I think in the next episode, we'll be heading over to see Smokes again, say hi to Dino Dave again, and then we'll go from there. And before we leave, we will take a look at the forest, and maybe we'll go back to this town to try and grab some planks, wood panels, sticks, twigs, all that stuff that we can fit in the lumberjack bag. But for now, that's a plan for the next episode. Everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back in a couple of days with another episode. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.